Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday morning trading session. Hump day, halfway through the week. All right, so we've just seen the markets open up. And you can tell from the overnight, again, just a very, very quiet session through the overnight session. And in hindsight, yesterday it put in a nice rally, but pretty quiet overall. So it looks like they're trying to rally off of support. We're getting a few conflicting signals here. We've got the hawk already in a little bit of a downtrend, working on a macro pullback signal. The eagle coming off of the hard edge, maybe producing a red bar buy signal here. And then we've got the falcon also kind of in transition. A little bit of a reaction here to the primary support zone. And the raptor also reacting to that support line, reacting to the hard edge. So the hawk now producing a 4-arrow consolidation signal. What time is it? We're only 3 minutes into the session. If you're inclined to take an early signal, here's a 4-arrow consolidation that you may want to try to hop on board, but I don't know, the dust is still kind of settling a little bit there. I may wait for things to sync up a little bit more. Or maybe we'll take advantage of a second push entry opportunity on that. Or maybe we won't need to worry about it. Looks like they're trying to rally again. All right, well, here's the eagle. It's going to produce a buy signal for us here in a moment. And this is very, very early into the session. Thanks, Steve. Steve giving me the lowdown on the reports this morning. Fed testifies at 7 at the top of the hour. And of course, oil inventories about an hour's time from now. Yeah, actually, what's going on with crude oil? Crude oil fairly flat here at the moment. Here's the crude oil on Raptor. And yeah, yesterday fairly quiet, slight decline. And this morning so far, nada. Just kind of very happy to be drifting sideways. I'm also watching gold. Maybe we'll get something going on in gold. Gold also a little on the quiet side, although we did put in a rally to start the morning. So a nice counter trend signal here. And now we're working a counter trend signal the opposite direction. But the overall trend, still up. Don't be surprised if this comes back now with a hard edge bounce, with a number 3 signal. You do have an opportunity at a second push entry on this one, though. If you were inclined, you could enter below the low of this bar. So all the second push entry means is we allow the bar to engage, the signal to engage, and then we'll enter below or above the bar that reacts to the signal. There's almost always a bar that reacts to the signal. So this now becomes your signal bar, the one with the tail on it. All right, still working our warning dot. We don't have a complete signal here just yet. We're still in warning dot mode. Ooh, gold putting on a strong rally now. Shoot, I should have taken a closer look at this. This is gold now on the hawk. And we've produced a 3-arrow consolidation. Remember, a market like gold and crude oil, you won't always get that 4th arrow. So after the second arrow, you're going to start to become a little bit more alert. And we also got a red bar buy signal. And then boom, up she goes. The important thing about the consolidation pattern is that we've got a little bit of a trend going on, and then we have this pullback phase. And this shape is pretty much textbook. Still waiting for the NASDAQ to cooperate. A lot of volume going through on this bar. I've got the dynamic echo volume bars going here, and you can just see the width of the bar here on the Falcon and the Raptor. Not quite as evident here on the Hawk, because all this activity is kind of smushed into one bar here on the other two tools. Pretty balanced market overall. All right, so we've got our eagle signal. It's complete. Oh, we actually have a hard edge bounce here also in the Raptor. If you were inclined, you could double up. And I might extend my profit target a little bit here. All right, so let's see, 6:42. Oh, usually my least favorite time of the day to trade, but let's see how this one works out. So we bought the eagle. Just making some notes in my journal. Well, come on, guys. They're taking their time, but at least it's not fading, not yet anyway. There we go. Come on, get up there a little bit. Tom is asking on the Raptor, why did you not get a number 3 signal on the chart? I'm not entirely sure, Tom. Occasionally, see, this is why we went over the Raptor signals as well, so that you can identify them. Obviously, there was something in the programming that did not quite sync up. For instance, technically the hard edge bounce occurred pre-open, and I'm not sure why that would have any bearing on it. Perhaps the clouds were just a little bit too much out of sync. There is a setting on the Raptor that demands the clouds be in sync, although I do believe I have mine turned off, and I will show you that setting here. But I'll show it to you on the crude oil. So here in your Raptor, signal parameters HE, that stands for hard edge. Trend confirmation. If you click on that, you get a little blurb down here that tells you, used for hard edge signals, trend confirmation means both clouds must be in the same trend direction to permit a number 3. And you can see I've got it turned off, which means that I should get a number 3 signal printing when the clouds are a little bit out of sync, as they were in this instance right here. So to answer your question, I don't know. There something in the signal parameters did not quite sync up for the Raptor to produce a number 3. However, it is a hard edge bounce. As I said, that's why we reviewed the signals as well, so that you learn to recognize them. The prompts are helpful, to be sure. They'll point out stuff that you may not have been paying attention to. But at the same time, you shouldn't hesitate to take a signal. It's a hard edge bounce, it meets all the parameters. I just wish it would get going a little bit. Come on, get up there. They're thinking about it. I think the problem is right here, yesterday's high. Not the overnight high, but yesterday's high is just above us. It's this value right here. 52.78. It's giving us pause. Oh, they're trying. Come on. You can see here on the Raptor as well, we're right into the median line, which is at 52.76. No problem, Jeff. Jeff asks, Eric, as always, I hate to ask a question that may have already been asked and answered, But can you tell us if there's a list of the topic agenda for the 8-week training run? And is the agenda available to us? Yes, of course it is, Jeff. You guys are the reason we're doing this. If the syllabus isn't at the members area, you can email Adam or you can email me. So Adam is Adam at indicatorwarehouse.com, and mine is Eric at supportandresistance.com. And I would be happy to forward you a syllabus. I'll tell you though, we're trucking right along. We're moving through the course material. So I was expecting a few more questions, a few more stumbling blocks. Thanks, Keith. Keith reminding me business inventories and economic news, and Janet Yellen at the top of the hour. So we got a few more minutes in our trade here before we hit the top of the hour. Probably explains why things are a little bit slow as well. Thanks, Elmer. Elmer says it is a download. The syllabus is a download in the members area of the website. Oh, I am too, Marty. Marty asks, Eric, are you using a number 10 brick size on your Raptor filter? I must have changed that one day and forgot to change it back. Really, there's not that much difference between the 10 and the 12. After this trade, I'll change it back to a 12. I use the Raptor filter not so much as a signal confirmation, but as a momentum type filter. Especially useful when the momentum starts to shift. So I look for the blocks to start breaking up, and that will either signify a change in trend. So at this point, I would have been anticipating a change in trend. I would have been looking for a number 1 signal to print, because we came out of the big blue block, and then the red block shows up, and then a smaller blue block, a bigger red block relative to the other one. So that kind of indicates that, hey, the bulls are kind of losing their grip, the sellers are getting a little bit stronger. I might see a number 1 signal develop here. Now, as it turns out, well, even though it didn't print, this was an early, what we would call an early number 1 signal, because the cloud crossover was not complete. Probably accounts for why we didn't get the big follow through on it. And then you can see the buyers just came back in force and changed the filter back over again. So having a 2-tick difference, between a 10 and a 12 isn't going to change the results that much. I will, Jeff. Elmer, Jeff says thank you. All right, come on. Let's get a little follow through here. Boys and girls, we're just kind of stuck. Crude oil rallied up a couple of points. And we're really shy of this 52.78 area right now. That's a little bit of a stumbling block for us. Well, we got a scalp risk profit. Let's see, how are we doing here? Yeah, got a scalp profit there too. And look at this, the market practically frozen. Look at the bid ask, nothing going on. Oh, somebody's flashing some big numbers there. Yes, I imagine so. Steve says they're awaiting Yellen, and I would say so. And look at that, they have, oh, there they go, they've moved a tick. I was going to say they haven't moved a tick. Look at some of these numbers on the ask. 90 contracts. I saw 113 contracts flashing there. Ooh, another 60 contracts. Nobody's on the bid. That could rally the market for us. Oh, look at that. Still very, very leaning toward the buy side. Oh, I'm tempted to roll my stops up to break even. Suppose at the very least I should roll my stop here. And likewise here. All right, here we are, top of the hour. We'll wait for the other shoe to drop. Is it good news? Is it bad news? They haven't decided yet. Also getting a first micro-macro cross signal here in the Hawk, and working a trend change signal on the Falcon as well. So as far as the DTS system is concerned, so far things a little bit more bullish than bearish. Let's just see if we can't get that follow through now. Just checking gold here. Sometimes gold will move before the stock market, but nothing going on in gold just yet. Come on. I want to get a little bit of wiggle room. We're not seeing much. All right, I am going to chicken out, and I'm going to roll my stops. I might as well go to break even. So I'm going to press the trade and ditto on here. It may prove to be too early, but I would have expected a little bit more follow through by now. Okay, so I took a break-even tag out here on the Raptor trade. And we're just barely hanging on in our Eagle trade. Spoke too soon. All right then. Well, we're still waiting to see which way the market may be heading today. Just when it looked like we may have gotten a bit of a bullish break, Getting a little bit of a reset now. Of course, that's not to say the bullishness won't come back into the market. Very, very balanced today. My goodness, it's taking a long time for these bars to print. Gold is just super active this morning. My goodness, they're moving all over the place. We may have to start watching gold on the main screen here. Well, how long does it take Yellen to make her announcement? We're 10 minutes in, and I would have expected a little bit of a spark, but nothing yet. Thanks, Ryman. Ryman reminding me about the crude inventories at the bottom of the hour. we're getting into more yellow bars here on the NASDAQ. So a very conflicted market. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Keith. Keith watching the TV says she hasn't started speaking yet. The Financial Services Committee making its usual bias introductions. Pardon me. Speaking of recognizing your Raptor signals, we have a number 2 signal of sorts printing here. It all depends whether or not you consider this right here a test of the extreme. No question the market in an uptrend. Nice thing about this signal is we definitely have a second push opportunity. You see, probably the reason it hasn't printed is this test of the extreme, because on the one hand, this looks a lot like a bull flag, doesn't it? Whereas the test of the extreme, usually a little bit more pronounced before the failure. So a little bit of a tricky trade here. Obviously, we're seeing some support here at the 1227.30 area. Market walking a little bit of a tightrope. So let's see if they can get into the hard edge down here now. goodness, everybody is just taking their time today. No sense of urgency. These are the kinds of days that used to drive Ray crazy. Ray, very much a type A personality. All right, we're seeing, oh, here we are with a number 3 signal now, our hard edge bounce. And what we're looking at is the market retesting the highs as well. It's not to say this number 3 signal won't follow through. Rather that the market might be in a little bit of a transition. All right, well, we'll put this one on the shelf for now. I'll look to adjust the stops on the next move lower if we get one. Oh, actually, we are getting one. The NASDAQ still kind of floundering a little bit. We'll bring the gold trade back here. So you can see we've got a market that is also rather balanced, a little conflicted. We're producing opposite signals. Produced a buy signal. Now we've confirmed the test of the extreme. Now we do have a soft edge sell. If you wanted to reduce your risk a little bit, you could certainly start to bring it in above this high here. Boy, what a struggle. Right back to this whole 1227 area that started it all. And again, not seeing the follow through. Come on. The median line, of course, here at 1226. Oh, come on. See this little bar right here with this little itty bitty wick to it? Oop, well, too late now. I was considering rolling my stop in above there. And I think I better hold my stops for the moment. Yeah, the market just a little bit too uncommitted. So this bar that's currently forming, if it forms low enough and finishes on the low, this will be a good bar to roll below anyhow, or pardon me, above. If it turns on its heels now and finishes near the high, well, then it's probably a good spot to get out. This trade a little bit more of a management nightmare than most. Well, nightmare, strong word. Management headache. We need to see gold trade below 1226.7. That's an obstacle. That's a real obstacle for us. See what's going on with the NASDAQ. Nothing. We were talking about bracketing trades the other day. The NASDAQ, if you were inclined, here's the range of the morning. There's the high, there's the low. Okay, working another hard edge bounce. Yes, I know there's no signal printing, but it is a hard edge bounce. Just have the warning dots now, of course. The signal is going to print here. If you wanted, you could enter above the high, cover below the low. All right, so there's, oh, it actually came in as a cloud crossover signal. So that's what was messing up the number 2 signal, or pardon me, the number 3 signal, this cloud crossover down here. All right, crude inventory up here in about a minute's time. Let's see what's going on the crude oil chart. We'll take a look here at the Raptor. And crude with a slight bullish bias, not really something that we can bracket today in our usual fashion, but what I might do is see if we can't bracket it after inventory comes out. Might actually get a number 3 signal printing here. All right, so there's crude inventory. Really? That's crude inventory? What time is it yet? It's the bottom of the hour. Allow them to slip me a couple of ticks, so I'm going to look to enter above there, and yeah, we're a minute into crude inventory, and we'll sell down here. So there's our inventory range. Okay, we got lots going on here this morning. Okay, I just got tagged on the gold trade. All right, let's take a look now here at our Raptor trade. We bought the NASDAQ. if we could just see some follow through. That seems like it's a little bit too much to ask today. Oh, there we go. We got $5. Woohoo! All right. Well, crude oil just kind of stuck sideways. So I canceled that order. Just not getting the follow through. Here's crude oil now on the Raptor. You could continue to bracket. Clayton says the inventory came in at 9.4 million barrels and was expected to be 3.7 million. I don't know, it seems to me that if it was that much of a difference, this market would have just fell off the map. But it looks to me like somebody already knew. They factored that in yesterday. Man, they're really making us work for it. Okay, well, we're going to stay with this trade for about another 10 minutes, and I'm going to close the room early today because today is demo day. So I'm going to go into the other trading room so I can do the Raptor presentation. Okay, we're getting a little bit of traction. Hooray! Actually got a full bar form in our favor. Things are looking up. Oh my gosh, almost 2 bars. Oh, 2 bars. It's almost more than I can stand. Oh, you see, this is what I get for being a wise guy. Now the market's looking back. All right, I'll take it to break even. I don't feel like riding out another swing. There's just very little follow through today. All right. Well, the broker will be happy. Just making a couple notes in the journal here. Let's see, how close would we be had I stayed with that trade? Oh, well, we'd be in the black, almost halfway to our profit objective. Certainly not the nice steady progression that we're used to. Today, the market very non-committal. And now they're starting to fold over on themselves again. Well, I think I think we're going to close up the trading room here this morning. A little bit early, like I said, we're going to close it up in about 5 minutes' time anyhow, so I can prepare for the presentation, but really it does not look like we are missing out on anything today. So let's button up the room, and we'll get back together again tomorrow. Hopefully the market will be a little bit more cooperative, and tomorrow is also a lesson session. We're going to be talking about things like risk-reward ratios and profit objectives. Risk-reward ratios, not what you think they are. All right, we'll talk again tomorrow. See you then. Bye for now.